Es lo que dijo, ¿verdad? Lo que le ha robado a él.
We want to welcome you this morning to this regular meeting of the Drainage District Board of Directors for today, November the 19th, 2013. President our Commissioner Cuellar, Precinct 1, Palacios, Precinct 2, Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Anything under open forum?
Monica? No, sir.
I need a motion to approve our consent agenda. If there are no concerns,
So moved.
Second.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 4.
Item 4, presentation of scoring grid of the firms graded and evaluated through the district's pool of professional engineers. In connection with professional engineering service required for precinct number 4, Alamo Lateral Control Structure. This is one of the 2013 bond series projects. Doss Logistics, Nate Smith Engineering, and Building Transportation Infrastructure. Doss with a 98, Naismith with a 95, and Building Transportation Infrastructure with a 93. Those are the scoring grids that we received from the precinct.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, requesting approval for the Hidalgo County Drainage Number 1 to negotiate professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of Doss Logistics, Inc. for the provision of engineering services for precinct number 4, Alamo Lateral Control Structure.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 1 under agreement Precinct 2 Rural Drainage Development with Ramiro Gutierrez Engineering Corporation in order to increase the estimated number of right-of-way survey parcels from 8 to 12. We have found out that we needed additional right-of-way for some of the off-site storm sewer systems.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, requesting approval to accept bids and award construction contract to lowest bidder meeting all specification requirements for RFB number 13-023-0925C, J09 Drainage Improvements Phase 1 Construction. The low bidder is FJW Construction in the amount of $404,800. We had 12 bidders on the project. 3 of the bidders were disqualified for not submitting in all the documentation, but we had 9 bidders that were considered in the process. We did get the letter of recommendation from Ted D Infrastructure, which is the engineer of record.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We have no other items under executive session of the board wishes and intends.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much, Judge Commissioners.
All right, we'll come back at 9:30 and open up our Commissioners Court meeting. Good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to the regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for today, November the 19th, 2013. Present are Commissioners Cuellar, Precinct 1, Palacios, Precinct 2, Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Father in heaven, sometimes we come to you with heavy hearts because so many people are in trouble, whether it be the Philippines or Indonesia or our mid-states. We ask for you to bless all those people who are out of their homes and help them get through this and always know that you are there and we don't have to worry, because you take care of us. We also ask you to bless Oscar Garza and help his family. And we ask for a blessing, really a miracle, so he will get well. And we also thank you for all your blessings that you do give us. Guide us and direct us through this meeting. Help us to make good decisions for everybody in the county. And we ask all of this in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Ray's not here yet?
Nope.
All right, why don't we have an item under 13A for we're honoring a member of our Hidalgo County community. Why don't we take that up at this time? Commissioner?
Mario.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Mario Cano with Commissioner Precinct 1, A.C. Cuellar's office.
Morning, sir.
We have a resolution here for in honor of Mr. Andy Veliz.
Good morning,
Come on here,
sir.
Madam.
Good morning. Come on over here, Mr. Veliz.
Good morning, Mr. Veliz.
Okay, the resolution reads as follows. Whereas Andy Veliz was born on February 2nd, 1943 in Sebastian, Texas, and is a native of Westlaco, Texas, he began singing at the age of 5 years old and got his first break on live TV on the Ty Cobb Show in Westlaco. And whereas Veliz grew up with music in his life, however, he knew that education is key to success. He graduated from Lyford High School in 1961 and aspired to become a teacher. In 1965, he achieved this aspiration by earning a bachelor's degree in education at Texas A&I University. He then attended the University of Texas at Austin in 1974, where he earned a master's degree in education administration. And whereas during his career as a public educator, Veliz still pursued his love of music. And in 1980, while driving home from a performance, he came up with an idea for a hit song. He wrote a song called Lonely Nights Without You. Though the song did not receive immediate fame with the local radio stations, Veliz continued to lobby his song, and he got a break with KRGV AM radio. Soon after, the song became a statewide hit in 1980. And whereas Veliz garnered a successful public education career where he taught English and math at several high schools throughout the valley and held numerous administration positions. However, his love of music always followed him, and he became known as a singing principal. And whereas after 29 years of public education, Veliz retired in 2001 and is currently a professor at the University of Texas Pan American, beginning his college teaching career at the College of Education Office and Field Experiences. He is also actively involved in the city of Westlaco, serving on the Board of Appeals and Adjustments of Zoning for 32 years. Whereas Veliz, a music career led him to write and produce the hit songs Come Along to Heaven and Lonely Nights Without You. He recently released a compilation album he recorded with high school students called through the years. And whereas Veliz is married to Thelma E. Veliz, they have one daughter, Cherie, who is married to Carlos Gonzalez. They have two grandchildren, Patrick Andres and Evie Rose Gonzalez. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and honors Andy Veliz for his tenacity to achieve his aspirations in life by becoming an educator to Hidalgo County students and by using song to express his passion for music. Approved this 19th day of November 2013.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously.
You want to say a few words?
We'll even give you time to sing one.
Lonely
Well,
night.
I didn't hear anything. I want to thank Commissioner Quaid, of course, and the commissioners. I'm a little old country boy. I'm not accustomed to being in front of the audience a lot, speaking. I mostly sing, mainly. But I do want to thank all of you for helping me out. I know that I came from a little bitty town, and I thank God. Thank God for all the good things happening. I want to thank my mom and my wife and all my family. I've been very blessed in my life, and I thank God for it, and I thank you. I'm sorry that I'm getting a little bit emotional, but I, especially Westaco, started to help me out with my singing, my songs, and then the county, in Willacy County, where I'm originally from, and Westaco, and everybody helped me out. So I didn't do this all by myself. I was very blessed and helped a lot. But I do want to thank you all for taking this time to honor a little old country boy like me. I really appreciate it. Commissioner Quaid, I appreciate it very much. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for your outstanding work. Congratulations.
A picture, I think.
Okay, everybody take a look at me. Just a couple of pictures. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Release, thank you very much for all you have done in our community. All right. Our consent agenda is Mr. Ofracio, yes. Any concerns?
None, Judge, unless somebody else has a concern.
I do, Judge. Well, not a concern, but what I'd like to do, I'd like to ask the court is to pull 6B, Judge. Item 6B of the consent agenda, to pull it.
6B is
To
important.
pull out 6B?
6B, yes, please.
Move for approval of consent agenda excluding 6B.
B.
Second?
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
6B.
What's that about, sir?
Or is it the one you're gonna do a,
Judge, I pulled, right, I pulled that, I pulled item 6B so that Commissioner would not, it's an invoice for the law firm of Palacios,
Oh, so you can.
and, yes, so that he would not vote on it. So I'm
Okay.
asking now,
Move for approval on 6B.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And
One
for the
abstention.
record, we have one abstention. Commissioner
thank you.
Palacios, Precinct 4. All right, under open forum, first presenter is Fern McClarty.
I have a stopwatch on my phone, which we will start using when people get up here to speak. 2 weeks ago, I spoke at open forum, and I know that we have 5 minutes to speak. I had practiced reading that thing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday morning. As sick as I was, I could do it in 5 minutes. So my question today is, when do you start the time clock? When you call our name or when we get to the podium? because when I was told I had 1 minute left, I had used 2 minutes and 58 seconds, and I used a total of 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So my question is, if you start when you call our name, I would like a chair put right over here by the podium, so whenever other people like myself need to speak, we can sit there and jump up and we're right here ready to go. And if that's not possible, then a microphone so that I can start from my chair and come all the way up here to speak. Because I timed it that night on the television, and I did not get my 5 minutes. And I really needed it because I could barely breathe. Thank you.
Next presenter is Opal Billman.
Good morning. My name is Opal Billman.
Morning.
My remarks are founded on public court records. In a divorce process, the court judged our community property to have no value and divided a still-to-be-earned $650,000, 59% or $383,500 to Joe, and 41% or $266,500 to me. The $650,000 was nobody's community property. It didn't exist. Joe and I were married for 50 years. During these 50 years, money that we earned was invested in land. We paid money for the land, paid the taxes on the land, lived and worked on the land, farmed, and built capital improvements on the land. It was what we did. It was what we lived. It is our community property and was submitted to the court as precisely that. Pay attention to this because it really gets absurd. In the court order, my divorce settlement of the non-existent $266,500 was to be given to Joe as a loan, and my divorce settlement was replaced with a promissory note from Joe for his debt to me. My divorce settlement was a personal promissory note from the person who, after 50 years, was dumping me. A promissory note is debt. The judge awarded me Joe's debt for a divorce settlement. The court order instructed that Joe was to use the non-existent $266,500 borrowed from me to buy my community property, or in other words, my land. This is a convoluted scheme for the court to award me nothing. Texas is a community property state. The state law of Texas gives me half of our community property. The court awarded me nothing for my community property. Joe's indebtedness to me was for spousal support. If I was to receive anything at all, it was going to come not from my community property through the court, but from the non-existent $650,000 through Joe. I appealed this settlement to the 13th Appellate Court with extremely high optimism. My thoughts were, now things are going to get fixed. A perceptive judge is going to say, how about the land, and send this right back. The 13th Appellate Court affirmed the lower court. The court now wants to claim abandonment and adverse possession of our community property, both of which apply to unowned land. Our land has owners. Our community property is not abandoned or legally available for adverse possession. Our community property is pending in the 275th District Court because the court refuses to dismiss this divorce case, which would return our community property to us. April 24th, 2003, when Joe died, the law is the case must be dismissed. After all of these years, that law has yet to be upheld. There is no divorce settlement of our community property, and the divorce was not finalized. Our community property is just sitting over there in the court. I have submitted many petitions to the court to uphold the law, close the case, and turn us and our community property loose. In order for the court to keep our community property under their control for all of these years, allowing time to pass so abandonment and adverse possession can be claimed. I have, for 17 years, been held in police-forced false imprisonment, a crime. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, item 6A.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Item 6A is approval to process the following Xerox invoices as a claim with authority for the county treasurer to issue check after auditing procedures are completed by the county auditor. Invoice dates are from February through November of 2013. The monthly amount is $233.10, for a total amount of $2,331 even. Judge Commissioners, this is a copier that was located originally at the budget office, transferred to the emergency, actually to public information. Public information was transferred to our office, so there was a mix-up on the actual invoicing.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
For the record, we've been joined by Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3. Item 7.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. There is no action under item 7A, 1 and 2 unless there's action to be taken further down the agenda. There's no action today or nothing to discuss under items 7B, 1, 2, and 3. Item 7C, Judge Commissioners, I'm asking approval to reimburse an employee, Mr. Stan Ramos III, in the amount of $58.35. This is for a fuel purchase for one of our county vehicles. The county credit card for fuel did not work. I'm asking this with authority of the county treasurer to issue check after review auditing procedures are completed by our county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D is the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA, the Estrellas House. Judge Commissioners, we have done this. This is a yearly occurrence. First action item is discussion, consideration, and action regarding funding request in the amount of $50,000 from Children's Advocacy Center. Again, DBA, Estrellas House. Judge Commissioners, this is a yearly occurrence, and this is the allotment under our confiscated funds that we do appropriate for the Estrella House. We do have two representatives in the audience, Victoria Medina and Jesus Sanchez. I'm asking the court, everything's in order, the funding is in place, and I'm asking court to approve the first action item.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The second item is our continuing support, declaration of support to the Children's Advocacy Center, again, Estrella's House.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3 and 4 related and request an action. Item 3 is to appropriate the funds for Child Advocacy Center in the amount of $50,000. And item 4 is to issue the check in the amount of $50,000 to Children's Advocacy
Move for
Center.
approval of 3 and 4.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Was this amount budgeted?
Yes.
For 2013 or 14?
Well, for both years, 13. This is from confiscated funds, and this is on availability of funds, so there is an appropriation, yes.
Thank you. All right, next item.
Item E, Judge Commissioners, I'm asking authority for the court to authorize me to sign documents pertaining to right-of-way permits, closing statements, invoices, plats, et cetera. With with Joe's retirement, we do need, I have authority. It was in the interim, but Mr. Peña retired, and so I'm asking the court to take action to authorize me as again, pertains to the permits, closing statements, invoices, and plats from a countywide basis.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F is I'm asking approval of our Hidalgo County blood drive. It's to be take place on December 9th of this year at the Hidalgo County Courthouse from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And the next action item is approval of the 2014 Hidalgo County UBS blood drives at Hidalgo County Courthouse.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
At the, you're talking about the blood? Can we clarify this blood drive, Balde? This is only for county employees?
You know what, Karina's got actually the details.
Hi, good morning, Judge Commissioner Scarina with the Public Affairs Office. We actually coordinate with the United Blood Services. The blood unit is actually parked outside of the courthouse. It is available to the public as well if anyone's interested in donating. So it is a partnership with employees, but since it's there, if the public wants to donate as well, it's available to them. So this is approving the dates for the 2014 year. Thank you.
Item 8, our DA's office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 8A1, approval to accept the Border Prosecution Unit grant in the amount of $230,000 effective 9/1 of 2013 through August 31st of 2014.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item number 2 is approval of certification of revenues for the BPU grant.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3 is approval of appropriation of the BPU grant funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item number 4 is approval of the following personnel actions. Slot number 1, Assistant DA 3, proposed budget is $79,000. The current budget salary is $80,500. And slot number 4 is Assistant DA 4, proposed budget is $78,000. The current budget is $81,187. They will not take a reduction in pay. This is just monies that were budgeted previously, so the funding was reduced, so we just reduced those slot numbers. But there is no reduction in pay
There's no
for those 2
reduction.
slots.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 5 is approval of salary schedule.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 9, our sheriff's office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
Richard Ozuna, Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County, on behalf of our Sheriff, Guadalupe Lupe Trevino. If I can jump over to item E real quick, Ms. Marty Salazar is going to assist to answer some concerns our county auditor may have.
These purchases are made under blanket purchase orders. We have received confirmation from the co-op director that any third-party items purchased under that contract automatically become part of that co-op and are afforded the 41% discount. Therefore, there should be no action on this, and it should be covered under the open PO, that blanket PO that is in existence. I have given that information to Ms. Letty Chavez, and I'm going to email it later today to all parties concerned.
So you're
I'm
recommending
requesting
no action?
No action.
Because it should
This
be
is on what
processed.
items, Marty?
Pardon me?
On what items?
9E only.
9E?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Texas Department. Judge, Commissioner, thank you. Back to item 9A. Under the U.S. Marshals 1284 account, under number 1 is the approval to accept the overtime funding from the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. Marshal Service for 2 officers in the amount of $25,000.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2 is requesting authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3 is the approval of certification of revenue certified by our county auditor for the U.S. Marshals funding.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 4 is the approval to appropriate funds in the amount of $25,000 for the USMS overtime funding.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is the OSADEF from the Sheriff's Office. Number 1 is the approval of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force agreement between the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and the Drug Enforcement Administration McAllen District Office Houston Division of the Office Strike Force Group D-81.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under number 2 is the approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the OSADEF grant contract.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries.
And number 3 is the approval to appropriate the OSADEF grant award in the amount of $15,800 in reference to investigation number SWTXS 0910.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item C is the State Criminal Assistance Program, or the SCAP. It's authorization and approval to accept the State Criminal Assistance Program for the year 2013. The grant amount is $27,222.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D is approval to process the following Superior Alarm invoices as claims with the authority for the county treasurer to issue a check after the audit and procedures are completed by our county auditors. Following 2 invoices, 396607 in the amount of $180 and invoice number 457252 in the amount of $60.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, I do want to make a correction and a clarification with respect to item D, the Child Advocacy Estrella House. I stated that the funds were from confiscated, I apologize, they're from the unclaimed electric co-op credits, not from confiscated funds. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that on the record, that it is not confiscated funds. It's the electric cooperative credits. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, our Health Department.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. Judge, we have Dr. Melendez here that will be taking part in the Medical Health Authority swearing in. But with your permission, sir, I'd like to go to item 10C as in Charlie. Pursuant to County Health and Safety Code, Chapter 121, requesting approval to appoint Dr. Ivan Melendez, Medical Director, Hidalgo County Local Health Authority for the period of December 6, 2013 to December 5, 2015, sir.
All right, sir.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I'd like to have Dr. Melendez come forward and say a few words, sir, and then you could proceed with the swearing-in process.
I've been given 2 different oaths. I'm going to do both of them, Doctor.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Commissioners Court.
All right, the first one is, if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I and your name.
I, Ivan Melendez,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
attributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or employment
for the giving or withholding of a vote
for the giving or withholding of the vote
at the election at which I was elected,
at the election I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
or as a reward to secure my employment or confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever my case may be.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, the next one is the oath of office for your respective position. It's I and your name.
I, Ivan Melendez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Health Authority of the State of Texas
of Health Authority of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of the state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Just 10 words basically to thank you once again after all these years that we've been working together. And I was sitting in the back looking at us, and it's going back the last dozen years. And all I can say, I think, is that every year I look more like Commissioner Forrest. We've grown the beard, same glasses. Just don't stand up, and we'll fake everybody out. Anyway, all kidding aside, challenging times, and we look forward to continue to work together during these very challenging times in healthcare and transition. And I thank your confidence that you vested in me.
Thank you, sir. And I wanted to add one other duty to your responsibilities.
Yes, sir.
We're trying to put together a wellness program. I don't know if you're a part of it, but I do think it's important for the medical director to be a part of our wellness program. You can provide the medical expertise that may be needed by the group or the committee that's been set up.
And Mr. Olivares, I'm going over basically the theory of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I think we're all in agreement that we have quite a population of county employees that would greatly benefit from this. So we embrace this very enthusiastically. I think it's a very worthwhile cause. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. You bet. See you. Yeah. Yeah. Picture, Doc. Picture with the court.
Picture with the court.
Really?
Right here in the front. Ready with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and just a couple of more. And there we go.
Hey, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. Sir, with your permission, I'd like to move on to item 10A. Update on the activities of Employee Wellness Committee. Sir, we've had a Wellness Committee formed that comprises of our Budget Office, which is Mr. Sergio Cruz, and the Office of Benefits for the Employees, is Ms. Flora is involved with that, along with her team. We've also had representatives additional representatives on the Budget Offices with Ray Salazar. We've had staff from Hidalgo County Health, several of our partners, several of our staff members, Brenda Salazar, Lauren Garcia, myself. We're also working very closely with the Judge's Office with Mr. Longoria. Jaime Longoria has taken the lead, working with us and getting the wellness operation going. We've been meeting pretty much monthly and getting the direction we want to go with the wellness program for the county. One of the things we're looking at is we're needing to, and next week we'll find out, or next week or the weeks to come, in regards to what direction the county is going to go with their insurance provider. Their insurance provider, of course, the two candidates that were offered last week or the week before to you all, that is a very big part of it, because if we stay with the current provider, we're in place for it, and if a new provider is selected, we actually have access to that provider, which is United Health. Also, we are a vendor as a county health department for that company as well. So I think we're well positioned either direction the court goes to be able to work closely with our new and future insurance outfit to work our wellness program. The other thing is that we're working closely with we want to get a presentation and meet with your office, Judge, and any of the commissioners of their chiefs of staff or any of the commissioners directly on establishing some new protocols dealing with some cost savings issues in the area of pharmaceuticals and some of the other areas that we have some proposals to bring forward to look at that as well. But we would get the insurance provider that's selected by Commissioners Court to be very much involved with that in the near future to get that going. The other thing is that we have already implemented vaccination programs, education programs, awareness programs. We had our county diabetes awareness program that took place last week. We had several employees from different divisions take part in that and get some additional information. I know the direction from you, judges, to look at establishing some very clear protocols on either incentives or disincentives on outcomes of particular behavior, for example, smoking issues or dealing with ongoing medical complication and looking at how that cost impacts us as a county since we're self-insured. So what Mr. Longoria and I were reviewing is we're going to come up with a timeline that's going to go over the several action items and action plans that would be very pointed and very directed at county programming that would, of course, meet the approval of Commissioners Court and review by Commissioners Court. And we hope to bring that to you pretty quick so you could see that timeline, sir.
Make sure you consult with Dr. Melendez on some of these exams that are basic. I mean, if you a blood test for our employees, our mammograms for a certain age level of our female employees.
Right.
The calcium test to determine whether or not there's any blockage. I mean, those are really inexpensive tests, and they're very important.
One of the things that we're looking at, sir, is one of the things we're going to have to work with our insurance provider once that is established is how do we set it up for that is made an easier pathway for all our employees to get those exams and encourage our employees to get those exams, be it through an incentive program or be it through some type of program that would really look at a really strong preventative model. The reality cost savings for this program is not going to be immediate. The cost savings is going to come over preventative time, which could be a year into 2 years. But if we decrease our utilization of our insurance, that'll be a cost savings to the county. But we got to change the mindset and the way that our employees think to look at a more healthy, more holistic lifestyle to help look at a cost savings for the county in the long run.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to item B, is pursuant to Chapter 465 Local Drug and Alcohol Program, Section 465.003, presentation in Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Drug and Alcohol Abuse Advisory Commission's activities, which is headed through Hidalgo County Health. I have Sylvia is going to join in one of her counterparts. This is that we are required, sir, that once a year we give her an overview, a review of activities through the John Austin Peña Substance Abuse Program and pursuant to our programming with that. We have had, I'll have Miss Sylvia go over and introduce her coworker to review some of this information, and then we'll go over some of the additional things that we're looking at for this coming year. Sylvia, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Olivares. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Sylvia Abrego Araiza, and I'm a licensed chemical dependency counselor. I work for SCAN, and we are housed at the John Austin Peña Primary Care Substance Abuse Treatment Facility.
My name is Enrique Manrique. I'm the program director.
Thank you, and I believe that you all probably have a report.
Yeah, give an overview. Yeah.
Thank you.
Or I could give that overview.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Basically, what we're looking at, SCAN has been with us working for the last year and a half in dealing with substance abuse provisions out there. It's an outpatient substance abuse program. And one of the key concerns is trying to be able to expand some of their services to substance abuse. Our overall long-term goal is to develop a residential center out there, but due to some state funding and some changes within the state system, we were not able to get the total funding for that. We were able to complete the completion of the building and get it operational. Right now, SCAN is, what they're reporting is that they have reviewed and they assessed over 153 different adolescents and their family members. They've admitted 117 people into their program. That program is a 3 to 4 month program that they would follow up on an outpatient basis, and they would see, they would get family counseling, individual counseling, group counseling, along with supported programs through AA, 12-step programs, Al-Anon programs, which are related to substance abuse treatment, and working closely with their probation or officers in the event if they are on probation, they would work hand in hand with them as well. They're also working closely with our faith-based community to work with those children and family to get them going in the right direction. But overall, I think the program has done well. There's room for upgrading and improving the program to be able to expand additional services in the future. But that's something that we would have to bring to Commissioner's Court and to you all to review, sir. Questions you may have in regards to this? Anything you'd like to bring up, Sylvia, in addition to the program? We're looking at about 3,000. Yeah, go with that.
Yes. Basically, we have had approximately, 3,744 visits, and that is,
You have had what, ma'am?
3,744 visits, sessions, that individuals that come in for.
You mean individuals that have come by and treated or talked to or counseled?
Yes, that have received individual, group, or family counseling services or have been by to be screened.
Are those residents from Hidalgo County or from the South Texas?
They are residents from Hidalgo County. Yes.
So we're going forward with that program, sir, and hopefully we're looking at we're working with the University of Texas Pan American and looking at having some of their master's and bachelor's level counselors to do their internships there and actually start looking at generating some additional support services as well. So that's one of the goals that we have this year, to get UTPA's College of Health Sciences and Human Services there to assist with expansion of services.
All right, you're needing action, Eddie?
No, sir, this is, I mean, Steve, I think in pursuance to this, we just need to report this once a year.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else on this item?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sir, we'll move on to item 10D as in David. Is requesting approval and the certification of revenues in the amount of $25,000. These funds are from the tuberculosis program income projected to be collected during the fiscal year of ending August 31st, 2014. This is a procedural that we need to bring forward to Commissioners Court and get these revenues certified.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 on that is requesting approval of budgetary appropriations in the amount of $25,000.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E, sir, is requesting approval of the certification of revenue in the amount of $106,712.55 from the Health and Human Services Commission Medicaid Administrative Claiming Reimbursement Program. This is a program that we started this year, sir, and we've been able to generate some revenue to help operations of our Health and Human Services Department in that amount, sir.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Requesting approval to appropriate the MAC budget in the amount of $106,712.55.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F, sir, under Health Care Funding District, discussion and action, including but not limited to Health Care Funding District and/or expenditures. Sir, this is just a reminder, next Tuesday on November 26th, we will be having a hearing to discuss and set forth the new rates under the Hidalgo County Health Funding District, the hospital participation fee. We're getting all those figures from the state and getting all that compiled, but we'll forward that to you all. But we're looking at having public hearings to set next year's, the 2013-14 year, because the state and federal year is from October to September. So we need to get this started for this coming year. So we'll be having that next week on the 26th, just to inform you all.
And is that going to be done during our meeting?
Yeah, it has to be done in the Commissioner's Court, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
On the 26th. On item G, indigent health care, discussion and action, including but not limited to indigent health care program and 1115 waiver and expenditures. Sir, we are following through on Affordable Care Act and some of the training. I know there was a request made by Commissioner Palacios regarding the Affordable Care Act. We're working closely with the judge's office and the commissioner's offices in regards to this, working closely with Valley Interfaith and some of the other programs involving Affordable Care Act, and being able to integrate as many eligible residents into the program, so our department's involved with assisting in those areas, sir. And just for comment and discussion. If there's any questions, I'm open to questions.
There's no questions, then thank you, Mr.
Thank you very
Olivares.
much, Judge, Commissioner.
Item 11, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Our first item on the agenda is a request from behalf of the City of Mercedes requesting the authority to purchase fire station equipment, which is the dual band base stations and radios for their fire department. The amount of the contract would be $78,569.30, and this would be purchased through Motorola, contract number RA0512, an approved vendor through HGAC.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We're requesting no action on item B. Going on to item C, this is a request for the approval of a program amendment for the City of Palmview that will include an additional street improvement line item in their existing work plan so that they can complete Benson Palm Drive Bridge project. The amount of money that to be transferred into this, actually, the amount of money to be allocated more to this project will be $150,000. The total amount of the project itself would be $344,000.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D2 is a presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking of these three engineering firms for the City of San Juan project. The three firms ranked were Half Associates with a 95.34, Cruz Hogan Consultants with a 94.34, and Javierino Jose Engineering with a grade of 90.67.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Yeah. Item B is the authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the number one ranked firm of Half and Associates.
Move for approval.
Why are you, I noticed there may be a mistake, but,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
you know, we're hiring professional engineers to provide architectural services.
I'm sorry, it's probably a typographical error. I'd like to make that correction for the record.
Should be engineering.
Engineering, yes.
Engineering.
All right, those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 12, Mr. Vargas.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 12A1, before I present the item, because of an oversight from the county and TxDOT, our financial agreement terminated August the 28th of this year. And we were going to amend the existing financial agreement. However, Texas legal section said they would rather have a new agreement. So this is the reason I'm coming before you to get approval to renew the BCAP financial agreement. So I need your approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
As part of this, I am submitting a revised letter to TxDOT, to the district engineer, requesting to delete a project that we had recommended on the last letter, and this would be Blue Star Enterprises.
We know that from you.
And I would add, I'm going to add, in addition to what I had already stated on the previous letter, I'm going to add Barbosa Lopez from Precinct 1, Flora Subdivision, La Pampa, Martin, Southern Valley Estates, and in Precinct 2, Las Fuentes, and for Precinct 3, Havana Lomas 4 and 5.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Item 14, Precinct 2.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Raul Salguero, representing Commissioner Palacios, Precinct 2. This is 14A, requesting approval to submit an application for electricity services with a deposit and application fees in the amount of $125 for the new botanical greenhouse located at the San Juan CRC on Erling Road, payable to Magic Valley Electric Co-op with authority for the county auditor to complete, review, and process procedures for county treasurer to issue payment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 15, Precinct 4.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Joe Ochoa, Precinct 4. Item 15A, requesting approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for Precinct 4, Edinburgh Influent Line and Fayetteville Drain Project.
Move for approval.
Need a second? Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 15A2, approval of 2002 appropriation of funds for Precinct 4, Edinburgh Influent Line and Fayetteville Drain Project in the amount of $22,737.79 for labor, fuel, and equipment for pay periods 15 and 17.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Last item, 15B, requesting authorization for survey meets and bounds for utility easement for Precinct 4 motor pool located at 1124 North M Road.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 16, Budget Office.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 16A is discussion, consideration, and approval to submit the Texas Vine reimbursement maintenance invoice in the amount of $6,928.83, and the Texas statewide automated victim notification service, county verification of continuing production records, with authority for the county judge to sign the required documents.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
16B is approval of rental payment from the general fund in the amount of $11,250 for the lease of office space for the Urban County Program for the month of December of this year.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is that 1 month's,
That you need to make a statement on,
is that 1 month's rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I thought we were supposed to be somewhere that belongs to us, no? I thought Urban County was going to move into some building that we wouldn't have to pay rent anymore. Did something get changed? Oh, Valdi's not here.
yeah, we're trying to find out.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
When he gets back, we'll move it back up.
Okay.
All right, those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16C is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for proceeds from the sale of assets to the Hidalgo County Drainage District and appropriation of those funds in the amount of $1,211,000 for the San Carlos Community Resource Center project.
We can take those two separately.
Okay, if I can just have approval of the certification of revenues?
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16C2 would be approval of the appropriation of funds in the amount of $1,211,000.
Move for approval.
Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Martha Salazar for purchasing.
Sergio. Commissioner Palacios.
He said thank you.
Okay,
Item
Marty.
A.
Item 17.
Hidalgo County, discussion and consideration with applicable action to procure the services of a consultant for the audit of billing invoices for Hidalgo County's electric power providers and all other utilities if so desired by the court. I will tell you that under the utility providers, we have 3. We have Reliant, Magic Valley, CPL. Those are the 3 that the county pays. Now, I know we have our contract with Reliant under the GLO. However, Magic Valley has certain areas where only Magic Valley can provide services, and CPL as well. So if the court wants to also include the audit of other utilities, such as water,
Well, we got people that have contacted us that are willing to do it on a contingency.
well, that's the way you would put out an RFP, on a contingency basis.
So, I mean, why would we not want to consider that?
I just want to know what other utilities you want included. I've been advised by your staff that perhaps other utilities, and we're talking all utility bills paid in within cities?
Well, the gentleman that came by and first started talking to us talked about electrical energy, auditing electrical energy bills.
Yes, and that's the one I put, but I'm being told you may want to expand that to other utilities. I don't know if you want local utilities to be audited.
Now, the other audit that we were concerned about was the auditing of the medical bills.
That's already in the pipe.
Right, those were the only 2 that I remembered
Okay.
talking about.
So right now, you would limit it to these.
Judge Commissioners, the companies that have contacted us as well have said that as part of their service, they include all utilities, to include water, to include sanitation, any of the other utilities. All they do is look at the bills and see if they're in line with what our services, our contracts call for. And if they're out of line, then they will work to procure the difference and secure those credits for us.
So we can make it,
include all utilities.
we can include that language that if there are some that offer those types of services, we certainly will consider them as part of an option. But I need direction from
No,
the
that'll
court. Do we
include, that's what
proceed?
the item's about, to include all of them.
So this would start the ball rolling on that. Does the court wish to
Yeah, it
take a
won't
vote?
cost anything, no?
No, it's a
There's no
contingent.
cost to it.
It'll be contingent.
Yeah. Move for approval.
Only expenses to the county would be the procurement expenses, which are the advertising and, of course, administrative staffing.
I think during the
No,
budget
no,
process, there was
putting an RFP
a
for
comment by
letting bid.
several of the commissioners regarding this possible service as a cost-saving measure. You just need direction, right, Mike?
Yes.
And
they
you're going to
approved
be,
this.
you're going to be posting it for companies to.
We're going to
make
develop the
proposals?
RFP for you all to approve.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so I need a vote.
There was a motion?
Yeah, move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
To include
What
all
about our
utilities?
electrical energy
Include
contract?
all utilities?
Yeah.
Can we tie it down? Didn't you say something, Jaime, last time, that we could tie it down beginning 2015 for?
We're going to
Yes.
be meeting
We're
on
meeting-
that, so to give the court some options on how to proceed,
We're
how
meeting,
to
I
move
believe,
forward.
Friday of this week, right?
Yes,
Thursday or
I
Friday of
believe I
this
said
week.
it for Thursday or Friday of this week.
Thursday. We have a meeting to discuss that and
All
what
right.
our path going forward on the existing electrical contract going forward from here.
All right.
Going on to item 2, this is for the, certainly, we certainly will make an open invitation, yes. On item 2, Human Resource Department, where acceptance and approval of the continuation of the professional services agreement between Hidalgo County Human Resources and iDocket for the provision of Sapphire Human Resource software package so as to assist the county in providing efficient HR services countywide, including the continuation through the term and the life of the software package, which is in place right now at the HR department.
Approve.
Or is this a
Second.
software that allows you to apply online? You know?
I can't,
Is this a software that allows you to apply online?
that plan
Apply online?
online, I don't know.
Okay.
It does not, I am being told. May I have action on that?
Yeah, those in favor of the motion and made and seconded indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Item B is related to approval of 2 claims, as we did not have approval of the final form of agreement prior to this, but services were rendered, and this is invoices 285914 and 286922.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The tabulation for action by Commissioners Court to award.
Marty, before you do that, I noticed Esther is here. Esther? On that item A2, the one that we just approved on the contract, were you recommending it also?
Yes, sir, I was.
All right.
They have been spearheading it, we've been
All right.
assisting. Item 3 is presentation of the tabulation sheet for action by Commissioners Court to award to multiple vendors that submitted the lowest and best prices by category item, meeting all specifications and requirements. This is for janitorial supplies. Let me give the court a short synopsis. There are 21 packets were requested. Recommended vendors, we received 11. 5 did not meet all specs. We are recommending 5 awarded vendors. That is Gulf Coast Paper, Staples Contract and Commercial, Cisco Central Texas, CC Distributors, and Performance Food Group. Those are the recommended vendors.
You need action on that?
Yes, sir.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4, let me give the court some facts on this one because I am going to be recommending that you may want to hold off on it. This is, we sent out 7 packets on your pool for title company service providers. We only received 2 responses. And of the 2, one of them has yet to, is going to be providing us with their insurances. Last year, you had 3 title company service providers. This time, I'm only presenting you 2. Now, for example, just out of Precinct 4, we're going to be having projects like the J09, Raymondville Drain, 10th Street expansion, the FM 1925 expansion. You may want to consider taking no action. We already have authority under in the initial letting of this RFP pool out to re-advertise if in the event we need to garner more participation. It's up to you. If you accept the pool today, it closes and you've got 2 title company providers. However, I believe that with the amount of title company services you may require, and I'm just mentioning one precinct, we've got 4 to deal with, you may want to accept the ones that are here, re-advertise, and hopefully out of those 7 or 8 out there, we did make calls. I don't know if it was a question of not having enough personnel to submit. I'm just putting that option out there for you all to expand the pool. If that's the case, next Tuesday, I would exercise the 60-day grace period extension we have on the current providers, and then advertise to try to get more title company service providers in on this. I don't know what the wishes of the court are. Take no action. I'll present you the option of extending the current pool for 60 days and then proceed to open up the pool for advertising. Is that?
Yeah. All right.
Is that a plan? Okay. No action then on item 4. Item B1, recommendation by project architect Mata Garcia Architects for Commissioners Court to award the base bid with alternates 1 and 3 to lowest bidder meeting all specifications, Couric Enterprises LLC, DBA Foremost Construction, in the amount of $1,211,000 for Precinct 4's construction of a community resource center in San Carlos.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under 2, this is a clarification to Agenda Item 41735 to reflect the purposes of negotiating a professional engineering services agreement and not surveying. This was just a typo that we're getting corrected. We need your action.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The same is for work authorization 1 in the amount of acceptance and approval of work authorization 1 in the amount of $9,803.44 submitted by LNG Engineering Laboratory, contracted engineering firm for professional laboratory services, the construction materials testing for projects located within Precinct 4. And this is for the testing for emergency services Lynn San Manuel project.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval of the final negotiated professional services agreement with Las Camria LLC, Fulcrum Consulting Services for the purposes of professional engineering services, job-specific project, warehouse facility in Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Acceptance and approval, that's number D, for work authorization 1 in the amount of $1,068 submitted by Las Camria LLC, Fulcrum Consulting Services, and this is for engineering services in connection with job-specific warehouse facility.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, Sheriff's Office, action to amend the sole source declaration approved in March of this year, Agenda Item 31263 for Elections Department with Environmental Systems Research Institute to add the Hidalgo County Sheriffs and any future applicable county elected offices, departments, programs, and agencies. This is on this ESRI sole source declaration.
Move for approval.
I need the vote.
Yes. Who is the sheriff's office requesting?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B is approval of the continuation of the software maintenance services under ESRI, as long as they have the software. That would remain in effect.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting authority to advertise an approval of procurement packet for the adult detention center and law enforcement facility repairs and or replacement. This is related to the roof.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Just Judge Commissioner Palacios, the meeting on the electrical contract is scheduled for Thursday at 3 p.m. at the purchasing conference room. That's the meeting I talked about earlier. Okay. Just FYI.
Okay. Anything else under open session, Mother?
No, sir. Not
Not,
at this time.
we need a
do have
motion to
closed session.
proceed to executive
Move for
session
approval.
pursuant to 551071 and 072 of the Government Code. Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries. It's all right. We're back in open session. It is now 11:52. Mr. Guerra?
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, under open session, which is item 19. Item 19A, there is no action. Real estate acquisition appropriation is same. Item 19B, pending and or potential litigation, there is no action to be taken. Item 19C, San Juanita Saldana et al. Versus Hidalgo County Elections Administrator, no action to be taken at this time, just proceed as directed. Item 19D, subrogation claim against Juan Jose Prado and Erasmo Luna. Judge, Commissioners, for the record, we will, Josephine Ramirez's office will pursue subrogation claim against Juan Jose Prado, and we will report accordingly in the future. And item 19E.
Do you need action to authorize that?
You know what, Judge? Yes, that would be best.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And item E, the claim of Alfredo Eliserio. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offering the amount of $130.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioner, that concludes the open session
Need a
portion.
motion to adjourn?
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, John.
Thank you.